See, I didn't know that. Tom can. One of the things that Tom has asked me to do is to provide some education in terms of hacks or ways of improving things. One of the things Laura's always harping on me is getting things done more efficiently. And I've learned quite a few things. What we're going to start with is something called text shortcuts. I'm on a Mac, and I use a program called Typinator. And I know there are Windows equivalents for doing these kind of things. I just don't happen to know exactly what I would recommend because I don't go digging around in Windows to figure that out. So, but I'm sure you're smart enough to use Google to figure that out. But look for something like called text shortcuts. So the shortcut that I do, for example, to get into this Zoom room is I type EMBARKZOOM, and Typinator has saved the full URL. And so all I have to do is go to a browser, type in Embark Zoom, and it replaces that text with the full link. So why don't I demonstrate that? I'm going to share my screen, and it's going to take forever to launch for some reason. So let's go to Safari, for example, and this is where I happen to be at the time. And if I go up to the taskbar and I type in EMBARKZOOM, if you can see that it's kind of small, it replaces that with zoom.us and the name of the room.
Cool.
That's all. So all I have to do is then hit enter, and it would go ahead and launch, which I'm not going to do right now. So let me bring up Typinator, and there's a control key shortcut for that. And I'm going to, I can move that. Oh, good. The taskbar for Zoom was in the way. Typinator has this user interface, and so over on the left, you have a bunch of different abbreviation sets, which I'm not going to really go into, but here is a list of all of the keyboard shortcuts that I have, and you can see that there are 60,000. I don't know what the right number is, but I use it a lot. In order to create one, you would put the abbreviation here, and then you would put the text that it would expand to down in this box. So let me just pick one. For example, let me do a search. I'll find the Embark one just so you know, you can see what it looks like. And I don't know why, but it is not letting me type. That is weird. I've never seen that happen. So let me just scroll down till I get to.
Well, every so often, us Mac users have to pretend we're a PC. Just close it and open it again.
Thanks, Tom. So here's the abbreviation Embark Zoom, and here's the expansion. And the next time we talk, I'm going to teach you about this toolbar, which also saves me a boatload of time. But it kind of appears. I assume you can see that black bar there.
You can see that one. Yeah, we can't see the Zoom bars, but we can see that one.
Right. Okay. Good. And that has saved me so much time. It's crazy. But the thing about these text shortcuts, and
stay tuned for Monday, where Mitch will tease us with taskbars that save time. And now back to Typinator.
Oh, you're something, Tom. So when I talk to people, they always say, well, how in the heck am I going to remember all of those shortcuts? Because there are 6,000 of them, and okay, it's maybe 7,000.
How the heck am I going to remember all these shortcuts?
Boom. Typinator has a really nice shortcut, and I'm going to hit the Control and the Return key on my Mac. Can you see this up at the top where it says Zoom? Okay, good. So this becomes an instant search bar inside of Typinator, and so I can search for text. Like I use how many times do you type your email address, right? And we all have multiple email addresses. So if I type PME, that is my shortcut for planetmitch@me.com. I also have PMG, which does plantmitch at Gmail. So there's a whole bunch of different shortcuts for those kind of things. But if you can't remember what it is you've got a shortcut for like the Zoom room for like, okay, I have my own Zoom room. So I'm going to type Zoom and my shortcut is my Zoom. Now the key thing about this is that if I were in a place to paste, and I'm not, so let me go up here and bring that up again. So if I go down to my Zoom, it changes the text that you're currently in. So you don't even have to go remember to type my Zoom again. But as you can see, there are hundreds of my Zoom rooms, and I've got Tom's. I thought I had Frank's, but maybe I don't have Frank's saved.
Essentially what Typinator does, if I'm following correctly, is it allows us to have to not type out a full phrase or a link or something that we frequently do. We just type the short code and boom, it'll pop up.
Correct. And you can do that for long items of text. Let's say, for example, I have text edit, right? It's on the wrong window. No wonder. So I'll just do new. And that'll be confusing because now I have two of them over. So let's suppose that you have, a lot of people call snippets. I have one here for fraud, and I'm going to blow this up so you can really see it. But when I get an email from people about a certain topic, in this case, fraud, they've been cheating potentially, I don't want to have to type that email multiple times. So that text that's right there, I type in G for giveaways, the way I remember it, .fraud, and all of this text pops in. So you can use it for major hunks of code or email or
so
whatever.
Like I have people email me for the presentation deck from everyone's master classes. And they need to put whatever in the subject line, but I personally respond to everyone. So currently I have them all in Notepad. I have to go find the current one in Notepad with search, copy it, paste it, then attach the appropriate files. In this case, the text part, I still have to do the files, but the text part I can do with a shortcut.
Yes, correct.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And that'll work in Gmail?
This is universal. It is an operating system level thing. So it will work in, I'm in text edit right now. So Gmail, browser, whatever tool you can come up with, it will work in any tool.
Awesome. Any questions, Sue, Paula, and Tom?
No, this is pretty cool. I like this.
I know people think I'm crazy because I use the keyboard all the time instead of the mouse, but this is something that just saves me gobs and gobs of time.
It sounds interesting, but I need to find out what is the equivalent in Windows because I don't have a Mac.
The key phrase to look for in Windows or in Google would be Windows Text Expander.
Mm-hmm.
That's the phrase to look for because there's gobs of tools. I know there are. I mean, there's more than one on the Mac. There's one called Text Expander, as a matter of fact. But this is the one that I use because I know it has this shortcut where I can do the search bar up at the top of the screen and find every one of my shortcuts very quickly without having to memorize every shortcut. And let me just go one other step farther. It goes really crazy. Let me show you if it's going to do that. Let me just go back to here. There are all kinds of additional things that you can do with this tool, like pasting in the clipboard, do calculations. You can insert the day of the week and the month, and you can even get the cursor, like that long one, say it's kind of hard for me to find, but you can have it place the cursor like right here where the J is at the end of the time that you've pasted in case you wanted to type something different. So it's kind of crazy the amount of functions that it does. So Look up Text Expander. Look up Typinator if you're a Mac person.
Textexpander.com has a Mac and a PC version.
Nice.
So
you go, Tom.
There's a starting place for you, Paula. They literally textexpander.com. And I put the link in for Typinator in the chat box. It's made by a company called Ergonis or something like that.
That's correct.
What's the pricing option that you recommend, Mitch?
Oh, I haven't looked at the pricing in forever. Do you know what? I know they have a family pack.
No, I just wondered if there was any differentiation that you knew of that would be.
No.
So it's a subscription?
It's a one-time purchase, but periodically they will do a major revision. And I think it's every 2 years they will charge you an upgrade fee. But we're talking $5 or $10, and the amount of time that it saves me on a daily basis is
25 euros.
Yeah, where'd you get $5?
Okay, I apologize. I think the upgrades are €5 or €10 or something.
Oh, I see.
25 euros for a one-time purchase? Blah,
Exactly. I mean, if you can save an hour over the period of a year, well, that pays for that, right?
Right. More than. That's less than a quarter hour of my time.
Yeah.
At my hourly rate right now.
Here's my shipping address.
My rate will be going up, so it'll be like a minute. So.
My ADDR. These are all shortcuts that I use all the time. PME. I mean, you get so used to doing them, and you wonder yourself, why did I continue to type my email address every time I go to a form? It's crazy, right? Anyway, that's Text Expander with Typinator.
I love it. I'm now the proud owner of a copy. Thanks, Mitch.
Woohoo!
I will get it installed and I will test it out starting right away, I promise.
You beat me.
I love the idea. I mean, especially when you got long URLs, or I know people use this for their mailing address, boom, 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 or the company name, $1 million, Embark $1 million Authority Partnership Joint Venture.
Yes.
Things like that. So
yeah, and that's why sometimes when you're typing and I'm watching you through Zoom, I go, because I know if you had Typinator, it would.
Now you're teaching me how to fish. Thank you, Mitch. Give it up for Mitch.
Yay! Oh.
Well, other than Mitch, give it up for Mitch. I'm going to unmute you, Paula, so you can now